I'm going to do, we're going to do a role play on some objection crushers, right? So if I'm calling a for sale by owner. So I'll go down the script and then you can throw that in there wherever you want.
Okay. Sounds good.
Right. Cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah, make sure. Back up me, make sure everybody can see you.
Okay.
Right. Okay, got it. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, calling about the home for sale. Is this the owner?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, hey there. This is Jay. I'm a local realtor in the area, and I noticed the home was on the market for sale, and I work with a lot of buyers and sellers in the area. I'm wondering if any of my buyers were interested in the property. Are you paying any type of commission to an agent?
I would think that would be the right thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And sounds like you want to do the right thing. So can you tell me a little bit more about the home?
Well, the house is, it's one of the, there's lots of bodies of water in our community. And we happen to be one of the homes that is on a body of water directly across from us. So we have no one behind us or in front of us. In direct view across from where we are is the clubhouse. So we are in a very good location in our community.
Yeah, that sounds incredible. Location is so important. And Longshore Lakes, you're on the longest lake. You're on the Long Lake, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yes. That is incredible. So, you know, when my buyers call me, they'll want to know any of the specific features and benefits, and I can see the pictures online. Could you point out maybe a couple of those that you would want to feature?
Yeah, the main thing is the kitchen. We completely gutted the kitchen, new cabinets, countertops, so on and so forth. That's huge. One of the bedrooms, actually the master bedroom, we redid the bathroom and actually extended a little bit. So the bathroom's a little bit larger than what it was. And we completely redid that as well. So those are probably the key things. We did a lot of landscaping front and back as well. So those things are helping, or are going to try to help us sell it a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I noticed that. I mean, you've done a lot to the home, and this just in the past couple of years, correct?
Correct.
Wow.
Yes.
Good for you. I mean, it's a beautiful home. When you sell this home, where are you guys moving to? You staying local, going out of state?
We're going to stay in the area, I think. We're not in a huge hurry to sell, but I mean, we feel like now is the right time.
Yeah, it's definitely a good time in this market. Are you looking to upsize, downsize?
Kids are getting older, so I'm probably going to want to step down a little bit. We probably don't need as much space as we have right now, so probably a step down.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. A lot of people that I talk to are doing the same thing right now. Right. Have you seen anything out there that you like?
We're still kind of at the beginning stages. We haven't really found anything. I mean, we just kind of been browsing, but I'm sure there's some things out there that we can find that we would like. Yeah,
I'm sure that there's some good homes out there for you. What kind of time frame are you looking at?
It's not a super emergency, but I would like to get it done sooner than later.
Okay.
Maybe in the next 3 to 6 months, possibly.
Sure.
Hopefully, I should say.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, right?
Exactly.
Yep. Well, that sounds fantastic. And have you been getting many showings on the property?
Not really. We've had a couple calls, but a lot of it's bogus stuff. People won't show up, things of that such, not qualified,
Isn't that so frustrating?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely it is.
I hear that. I talk to probably about 6 different for sale by owners a day, just, finding out if any of my buyers are a good match for them. And I hear that so much. Are you getting the calls where people want you to do seller financing and options
of course,
and everything?
always, yeah, of course, definitely getting those. So I've actually sold. That's why I'm actually doing my for sale by owner, because I've actually sold before. So that's why I kind of went around the idea of hiring a real estate agent.
No kidding.
Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. How long ago was that?
It was 5 before we purchased this home, so it was about 5 years ago.
Absolutely, yeah. And was that down here or in another state?
It was here. It was here.
Oh, good for you. Well, hey, let's do this. I mean, it looks like a great house. I mean, obviously, I work with a lot of buyers and sellers. I'm going to be in the area tomorrow at, I think about 2 and maybe even Saturday at 4. Why don't I pop by, take a look at the place, and you can point out anything that is special, and then that way I can send it up to my database and see if I can't find you a buyer for the home. Which day works better for you?
Tomorrow would be fine if that's what you like to do.
Okay. Hey, do you want to give me any objections? Yeah.
Did I not give you
what
one?
Happened?
I gave you one.
What, you did?
Yeah, that I sold before.
Oh.
Well, here, we'll go on. Let's keep going.
I didn't even know that. Yeah.
You didn't even know it was an objection.
Make it hard, son.
All right.
Right?
So I understand you want to come by, but I really don't think that I need an agent. And I think that I can sell it by myself. Like I said earlier, I did sell it before, so I don't really know that I want or need an agent, I should say.
Absolutely. You know what? I mean, if you can get the home sold on your own and net more money on the sale and have little headaches, I mean, who wouldn't? I would. I mean, it makes sense.
Right.
But at the same time, if there was a better way to where maybe one of my buyers might want to be interested in the property, or if there was more benefits from working with a powerful agent like myself, rather than you going through all that process and dealing with all of these bottom feeders that are calling, I mean, it's something that you'd at least want to know, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Great. Well, why don't we do this? I mean, I'll just stop by for like 5 minutes, take a look at the place. Trust me, I don't want you to commit to anything. I don't want to commit to anything. I just want to take a look at the property and see if I can help you get the property sold. That makes sense, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Great. So there, boom, we close that. Give me another objection.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. I'll go back in the script to make it more natural.
Okay. Okay.
So, so you told me a little bit about the home, and then, so how many showings are you getting? Are you getting many calls?
We're getting few, but none of them are really strong. They seem to be more just in general calling, not serious at this point.
Gosh, I know that's so frustrating.
Yes, it is.
I hear this all the time. Are you also getting those calls to where people have to sell their home first?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely. And that's because people don't know the process. So I understand that, but it is rather aggravating.
No, look, I completely understand. I'd feel the same way in your shoes. Well, look, why don't we do this? So I can see if I have buyers for you, right, for the property. Why don't I stop by? I'll be in the area around 2 tomorrow, or even Saturday at 4. And that way you can take a look at the property. You can show me a couple of features and benefits. I'll send it up to my buyers. And that way maybe even get an offer on the place.
Well, right now I'm currently I'm out of the state. I've got other things going on that I am doing, so I would not be able to be there for you. But I tell you what, if you bring me a buyer, then I'll pay you the 3%.
Wow, that's great. I mean, hopefully, you know what? At the end of the day, you just want to get the home sold. Maybe you don't even have to have have a buyer or have me bring a buyer. Hopefully, you get it sold on your own.
Right.
At the same time, it would be great if I bring you a buyer. Now, if someone wants to see the property that's a buyer right now, what would you do? Do you have somebody here that can give access to the property?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I do have people that can get in, that would be able to let people in with proper representation.
Great. Well, why don't we do this then? Why don't I meet with that person? They can show me the property. I can take a look at it. And instead of me just bringing one buyer by that I don't even know if they'd be interested in the property, I can send this to my entire database of over 3,000 past clients and see which one of them or which one of their friends and family might be interested in the property. That'll probably be a lot better, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. That sounds like great value for sure.
Yeah, cool. So there, and then I'll close you. So that's good.
Yeah, I mean, that last one you killed. Like,
that was good, right?
Like 3,000 people to email. Like that's why I was kind of like moving. You could kind of hear me chuckle a little bit because I'm thinking that you got me already right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw me another one when I'm trying to close. Let's say you didn't like that. You didn't like what I just said.
Okay.
Like so yeah, the 3,000 buyers, that's kind of better. Ha ha ha, right? So go ahead. What do you say to that?
I'm not real crazy about that actually, because again, I think that I can sell the house by myself. I don't know that there's enough value in a real estate agent. I've dealt with several of them, and they never get back to me. They seem like they make me feel like I'm unimportant. So I feel like maybe if I sell the home, then I'll feel better about it. I'll feel like I'm getting exactly what I should be getting out of the home.
You know what, Mary? I have to tell you, I appreciate your honesty because it takes a lot to communicate that to someone. And I totally understand how communication is so important, because that's the #1 complaint that the consumer has with real estate agents. Right. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, I completely understand, you know. At the same time, right, if you could net more money by working with an agent in some capacity, that's probably something you'd still want to look at, isn't it?
Of course.
Okay,
of course.
Great. So why don't we do this? Why don't I'll meet your friend tomorrow at 2, if that works for her. And, you know, it's just going to take about 5 minutes. I can see the place. I don't want you to commit to anything. Trust me. And I'm not either. Because the last thing I want to do is give anybody empty promises. And then, you know, I mean, how would that reflect upon me? I've been selling homes for 15 years, over 1,400 homes.
Right.
It's not the way I do business. So,
well, that's appreciative.
Absolutely. So let's do this. I'll meet with her tomorrow at 2. In the meantime, I'll send you an email with some information so you kind of know who's going to the property. You can even share it with your friends so they know who they're meeting, because it's dangerous out there. You don't know who is calling.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So what's the best email address for you?
123 45678.
Got it. That's a stupid email address, but thank you very much for that. And this is your cell phone, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. And what I'll also do is make it even easier for you. If you don't like me and you don't like to check your email all the time, I'll shoot you over a text message. It'll have the same stuff on there, okay?
Oh, great.
I know, it makes it easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course. So, go ahead, throw me another one. Give me another objection. Make it difficult.
I don't know how to make it more difficult. All right, so I'll be a stickler.
Words, that's why that didn't sync up.
Okay. All right.
You can't even you wouldn't even know that I don't know how to play guitar, right?
Fingers just all doing the same shit.
Wait, sorry. All right, never mind. Okay, shut that off. You're not here for that. You're not here for that. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, so I'll go back to, let me ask you a question. I mean, you've had the home on the market for about 3 weeks now. What does that look like for showings? How much activity are you getting?
We're getting some, but nothing's really serious. Just kind of people are putting feelers out there. But in the past, because I have done for sale by owner before, I generally noticed that it takes, you know, a month or maybe 6 weeks for people to start kind of warming up to and get the property out there.
Okay, so yeah, about a month or 6 weeks in your experience in the past.
Yes, sir.
And good for you, Mary, for, you know, selling homes on your own. That ain't easy, right?
No, not at all.
Good grief. Where was that?
That was actually in Fort Myers.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
How long ago?
It was about 5 years ago.
Wow, okay. So now you've been in Bonita for the past 5 years. Where are you moving to next?
We're going to go to Naples, actually.
What?
Just further and further south, yeah.
No kidding. You'll end up on a boat to Cuba soon.
that very well could. Very well could.
What are you guys looking at?
We're looking over off of Vanderbilt. We like the Vanderbilt area, maybe just south of Immokalee or something like that. In that area, that's where we'd like to be.
That area is awesome. I just sold a couple homes in that area last week.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you a question. Being that you are a real estate agent, is it not true that, I guess what I'm trying to get at is, what's going to benefit me to have you, simply because, you know, a lot of people are looking at the MLS, whatever, but isn't there a flat fee for that? I mean, can I just pay you and you put it on there and leave it at that?
Yeah, no, I hear you. And that's something that I have seen before too. There's these flat fee putting it on the MLS companies. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Absolutely. And you know what? That's an option. I mean, just like everything, you know, you could just stick a sign in the yard, just put it on the MLS, right? Just put an ad in Craigslist or something.
Right.
It depends on how much exposure you get, because the more exposure you get, then that's the more demand, correct?
Correct.
Absolutely. So what I do and what I've done to sell over 1,400 homes in my career is I make sure I get the maximum exposure. The MLS is just like the tip of the iceberg. That's one of those no-brainer things, right?
Right.
Yeah, but no, it takes a lot more than that to actually get homes sold and sell them for a higher price.
Okay, well, I guess I understand that maybe you can do other things, but what makes me any different from another person that you're gonna call? How are you gonna build the value in my home, or how are you gonna maybe market my home so that it is quicker, other than something that I can do on my own?
Yeah, and you know what? And that's a great question. And I mean, honestly, at this stage, that's not even something that I'm interested in. You know, more importantly, I want to make sure that you're taken care of. And I'm not sure if this even fits the needs of any of my buyers in my database out of the homes that I sold and their family and friends. So why don't we do this? Why don't I come by, say, tomorrow at 2, I'll be in the area, or Saturday at 4, and take a look at the property. You can point out some features and benefits. I'll send that to my database, see if any of that will meet their needs, and then we can take it from there. I mean, at the end of the day, you want to move to Naples, move to that Vanderbilt area, right?
Yes, sir.
And what kind of time frame, Mary, were you looking to get there? Do you like how I'm calling you Mary?
Yeah, I was saying I have a very deep voice for Mary.
Yeah.
3 to 6 months should be fine for me.
Okay. And what's important to you about 3 to 6 months?
I mean, I guess because I'm ready to do it now. I'm ready to sell the home now, and generally in the past, it's about how long it's taken for me to go through the process, find a new home, so on and so forth. So I'm active. I'm ready to pursue.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Sounds like you're ready. And this is a side note. At that point, I know that I need to get more into the motivation, but that is enough for me to feel comfortable that I believe her.
Okay.
I believe her. She's telling me the truth.
Right.
We broke down a little bit of barriers, and she feels like she can do that.
Right.
So now that I know that, I'm going to go on that pop by. And I'll get that extra information there.
Okay.
Instead of doing it right now, because if I do it right now, it's not comfortable. That's enough for this targeted interaction.
Right.
If I push this, then the next interactions, won't go as well.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah. So I set that appointment too, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
I was literally like getting ready to write down my real email and phone number for you.
Yeah. Look at that. Nice. And
this guy's amazing.
Bag full of cash. No, you're amazing. Best role play partner I ever had.